I think, and the second live episode that we do with my man Madd3e.
Yo, bro.
Whew. So let's wait for people to come in. I think they will join pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
We are accepting questions, right?
Yes, sir.
As the previous session.
Let's make it fine like the previous one.
Sure, yeah, the previous one was great, and we had some really cool questions from the viewers. So yeah, first of all, happy New Year to everybody. Like, hope you have a great 2021. Although I don't, I don't subscribe to the 2020 is so bad, and like I cannot wait for it to end. It doesn't work like that, dude. Like, the fact that we've made one revolution around the sun doesn't really change anything. Like, bad stuff will still happen. Let's hope that we're all safe and our families doing well,
Mm.
and we're privileged to be able to make music, bro. Like, is that true?
That's the most important one.
Yeah, man. Like, if you can make music, and if you can like do it as a hobby or as living or for a living or whatever, like, you're fine. You're
Mm.
great. I
More
feel
than
like.
privileged, yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So let's not complain about stuff, and enjoy ourselves. So yeah. So how did the year start for you? Like, have you been doing any studio work? What's up with that?
So yeah, no, I just completely unwind from everything like music related because I really needed to. Because I think I told you on the last live that we did, but it was too rough. Like from September to December, I didn't have any free time, so I was almost going into a burnout. But now I think I'm great. Like I chilled for a bit. Didn't touch Ableton, which was crazy. Like I really wanted to, but then I forced myself, to not do anything because it's. I think it's important for people to detach yourself for a bit and find the motivation again. So yeah, that was it. Now I'm going back to the studio from tomorrow, and it's gonna be, cool. At least I hope so. I really forgot how it was going to the studio, so that might be cool. And yeah, how did you do, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, although I did feel a bit tired lately, and I kind of regret it a bit, but at the same time, it's cool. I took on the January challenge for like for the first time. I know about it for like a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and my friends of mine were like, "Yo, why don't you try the January?" Because I post beat videos pretty often, but I was like, maybe let's try it, and it's going pretty well, man. So
So January is like one beat every day for the whole January.
yeah. By the
Okay.
way, hi to George R. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, George.
Welcome to the stream. Um, so yeah, you need to post. You should try. I mean, if you skip a day, like, who cares, dude? Like, but I
Oh
haven't skipped
man.
a day so far. You need to post a beat every day. Like, I mean, you're supposed to make a beat every day, but I'll probably not be able to make one every day. But I've got plenty of old stuff that I can just. So it's great for first of all for sharing your music, and for because and if I make a lot of beats, I will have a lot of stuff to release. I already two of those I really like already, so they will be something I will release after the January, and just as an experiment to see, like, if the Instagram algorithm will reward me for posting every day, because I don't know what else to post if I post every day. So good moments to plug my Instagram at Low Heat Beats, and your Instagram at Madd_music. follow us. By the way, we should do a beat video together, man. Like,
Let's not do that for January, bro. I'm really scared about doing stuff every day. Like,
but bro, like I'm talking one video, I'm not talking every day. Like,
no, yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. It's right. We never did a video together. Now that I'm thinking about that.
definitely should do one, man. Definitely should do one. So yeah, that's and the YouTube channel is doing great, uploading stuff pretty regularly. But yeah, man, like everybody's talking about NAMM, NAMM, which I don't know how they're gonna be doing it now, cause oh, daily jam will be good but difficult when you have a job and a baby, bro. Absolutely, man. Don't have kids, man. Like, if I had, I think that would be impossible, dude.
Yeah.
But then again, it doesn't need to be like super amazing jam. I mean, just a jam. It doesn't need to be a finished song or anything. Like, especially if you play an instrument, I feel it's great. You can just play and, it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no pressure. But like forcing you to do it every day improves your skills, man. I feel like there's it, and it's an experiment. I'll probably won't do it again because it's a bit too much. But
I mean, it's called January because it's you jamming over your beats. From what I understand, I saw I think Cuckoo doing that stuff a lot of years ago,
yeah, and
and
he's doing it
yeah,
again. So
it's doing it.
so
He jumps on
so you
everything.
can just play and have fun, man. It doesn't need to be like you don't need to be like
Hmm.
super
Overcomplicated.
amazing.
Yeah.
And the ones that the ones that I spend a lot of time editing and felt, oh, this is gonna be super dope, and people are gonna like. It's not really the most successful post. Like the most successful ones were the ones that I was like, oh, you know what? I need to do something today. I do something real quick, and people are like, boom, this is dope. I don't know what. it,
Did you like the quick one more than the?
no, but people seem to like it more, or maybe the algorithm liked it more because of some reason. I don't know, man. I'm trying to experiment. But when you show yourself on the like, you need to show your face.
Hmm.
This gets people a lot more than just showing disembodied hands playing like a keyboard or a drum machine.
I think it's really important for a musician in 2021 now that we are to show their face, to be interactive with the fans. Like, you treat them like friends more than people that listen to your music. So I think it's a cool thing. That's why it rewards a lot. Showing your face and talking to people. So I think in Instagram, that's what you experimented with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. Well said. Well said. Um, and I don't feel like it matters like the number of because you gain some followers by doing this every day, but not as many as I like expected. But I feel like it's more important that they're real followers that really care about your stuff than just numbers. Like 3 followers that care about you is much better than 30 that
That's true.
don't
That's true.
really care. So it's not about the numbers. It's about having people to discover you, because everybody's doing these video. It's like the age of the beat video, man. Like everybody's doing this.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Now producers are the new superstars.
absolutely, dude. Like with all the gear, like the gear is the gear is what excites people, man. Let's be real. Like people love gear, dude. Like gear is the most important topic around music. For better or for worse, I mean, I can't really say, but gear is what people are most excited about. And I read on Gear Sluts, someone was like, dude, like let's get over with this Christmas crap. I can't wait for Nam. Like people like can't wait for Christmas to pass, so that we can get to the Nam show and get excited about the new stuff that's going to be released. And that's what
Where is it gonna be this year? San Francisco.
18th of January. It's a virtual show. I haven't really looked into any details. I'm not sure how
Okay.
that is gonna work, but it's gonna be on the 18th, like for 3 days. And judging from previous years, I think we can expect some really nice announcements, man. Like there was a period like around 2014 or 20, I don't know. Like there was a period where they had some really weak stuff, some boring stuff, but the past couple of years has been great, man. Like really, really cool announcements, and especially for viewers of this channel who are like, most of them are like into samplers and drum machines and beat making stuff and synths, of course. Like who doesn't like synths? So
I think it's gonna be really exciting to see how this new MIDI 2.0 is gonna affect the products, and see, you know, the new MP and all of that stuff. I already saw a beta firmware of the Prophet, I think Prophet 8, that supports MP. So
yep, yep. So
it's
that,
gonna be super cool, you know, see what people comes out with that,
so that
you
man,
know.
so that would be amazing, dude. Like, but how do you like? What do you need to connect it with a Rolly keyboard or something?
Mm, I don't know.
You don't
I
know?
really,
Like,
really
how do
don't
you
know.
send the MPE, man? Like, and I know the Hydrosynth supports it as well. Do you know that the ASM Hydrosynth?
I think the Hydrosynth has already a polyphonic aftertouch keyboard, if I'm not wrong. So that's you know,
Probably,
already easier to do. But
probably,
yeah, I
probably.
think you can probably use even a USB cable and send MIDI from the door, you know, and use a Rolly or whatever you have.
Sure, yeah, and also like like I said, I've got the Equator 2. Rolly sent it to me. I'm yet to do the video that I have to do on this, but it's pretty cool even without the MPE stuff, man. Like it's really nice. Since they were like, do you remember the F expansion,
Mm-hmm. The guy, not the guys,
the synth,
strobe
the
and
synth, the there were three synths they had, like
strobe.
the I
Uh,
don't remember the names exactly, but you know the it was the D squat or sin or what squat was it? Not sure, man. But
yeah, 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 yeah.
what I'm trying to say is these are the same people.
Mm-hmm.
These are
A
the same
Rolly
people.
boat F expansion actually.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's why that explains why this stuff is pretty good because the F expansion synths were they were nice. They were nice.
They're good synths. I had them, and but then I needed basically to resold them. I resold them because I had some problem with Ableton, and after 2 years they didn't fix it, so I just sold them. But sound wise, they were pretty good, and now with the MPA, they're, you know, pretty amazing.
Totally, dude. Totally, dude. Cool. So we got Jacob Settelmeyer saying you're the man. Not sure who is he referring to, but let's say it's for both of us.
You know, thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. New Novation circuit, yeah, man. Let's talk about the new Novation circuit, dude. Like, don't have so I don't have anything to do with Novation. I don't have any inside information. I haven't signed an NDA or anything. It's just widely available information on the web. So I feel we can discuss that because
Hmm.
it's already published. And let's start with this, man, because last time we touched upon the circuit, you were like, oh, but you know, like the circuit is cool and you can attach an iPad to use it as a display.
Hmm.
But yeah, let's see. Let's not make people wait too long, man.
Yeah,
Let me share the screen. Let me show the
the rumors.
details,
Yeah.
and we will then talk about it. So, boom. Do you see that?
Mm, no, I actually don't.
You don't?
Are you sharing the?
Yep. Okay, let me do it once again. Let me do it once again. Share screen. I'll share my whole screen then. Like, doesn't
Hmm.
no problem. Like, so. Oh, okay. I need to enable it. Right. So you can
Now I
see it
see
now.
it. Yes, yes.
Yep. So it was leaked towards the end of last year, I think. And they're supposed to be coming up with two circuits, dude. Like not one new circuit, but two new circuits, right?
So sacred rhythm.
So the circuit rhythm and the circuit tracks and the details are really, really interesting. First of all, the circuit rhythm, because it's the gray thing here.
Mm-hmm.
it will have sampling capability. There are inputs, so you will be able to sample with this one and record samples. Chop. Not sure if you're gonna be able to chop samples. Not sure how it's gonna work, but looks pretty great to me. And the other one, the circuit tracks, is just basically more like the
The
previous one.
previous circuit, yeah.
It's like um, the um, the regular circuit with two synth engines, two or four drum tracks, and two MIDI tracks they've introduced now. So you can sequence
Hmm.
other gear easily.
Do they
And
have the CV out? Probably yes, right?
that's a good question. Think, I think
Because this is the sample, right?
it's not clear which one is which yet, to be
Mm.
honest. You see, because it's just a leak from Music here, like it's a European site. So, and the price there are like four. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the final price, man, because like the analog, not the analog, but the Electron model samples, it
Mm-hmm.
costs €300, and the previous circuit used to cost 300. So I doubt it's gonna be 400. It's too much for this to be
I mean,
honest.
but with sample capabilities, it's not that much. It's like I think it's on par with the SP used, right? So we need to see which one is the best in that
Yeah. But
regards.
and I've always thought, like, I would love to have a display on this, man. Cause but how does it work with? Because you said you had used it, or you know someone using it. How does it work
Mm-hmm.
with the iPad? Like, does the iPad become the display?
Kind of. It's like, do you know the like Lemur app, the one that even the Daft Punk where you use the big screen, big touch screen,
Yeah,
where
I
you
know that. Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where you can basically create knobs, and it's an app like that, So it's not a display, but it's a controller, and it's both ways. So it's updating whenever you change something on the circuit. So I think it's really great. I saw some videos. It wasn't. I think it's still on beta, but it's pretty much usable right now.
So it's not okay, right?
No, it's not totally out, but it's usable a lot. I've seen some videos like there are some 20 minutes video, um, and no, it's right now it's usable. I would buy a circuit, but then if they introduce the sampling capabilities, unsold. Like I always wanted a machine like that, that is really really easy and cheap, and you can bring with you maybe on a live set or something.
I feel
Uh,
like for a live setting, for jamming, that would be awesome, man.
mm,
And this one, yeah, I feel like that there are strategies that probably a lot of people will buy both because they will complement each other.
mm.
So I feel like yeah, I feel like the Novation stuff is pretty good, and they have the new pads on this one, as far as I can see. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be pretty awesome, man. It's gonna be pretty awesome. But again, for me, dude, like without the display, I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm just so addicted to displays because I'm on the computer all day long. But I don't know why. I feel kind of weird without maybe just a tiny display to display some info. I don't know, man. Like maybe just the waveform or some basic parameters. That would be.
I think the fact that they are not going with the display is not, it's something really that they really thought about, because for doing the same product two times and updating it without the display means the workflow should remain like totally visual and not per function, or even if there are some shift functions, you need to know them to be quick. And in the end, I think these products are kind of really really slow in the first place, but when you know them, it's gonna be so much easier to work on them. And it's not like a computer, with a screen and a mouse that's always changing. You get muscle memory. It's like playing keyboard, for example.
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like if you learn it, it's gonna be really cool. If you don't, probably it's gonna slow you down. So it's not something you buy and uh, you know, um, you're straight up a genius from the beginning.
Sure, sure. I mean, but they all obviously decided not to compete with the big boys, right?
Mm.
With the Akai and with the like with the NPC and the machine, because many people expected that they would make like you know like a proper big one with a lot of with a lot of
Yeah, yeah, functions
features
and features. Yeah.
and like something to replace the DAW in a way, but they decided to keep it jamming.
Mm.
Um, so I don't
I,
know.
I don't know. It's not a bad product. It's just it's not a complete one. Like you cannot mix on it. Obviously, you just I don't know if they're gonna make like an Ableton export function. You know, like the other manufacturers are doing right now. To like that.
There is only one manufacturer I think who does that except for Okai.
I'm talking about apps mostly from the iPads
Oh,
that
sure, sure, sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
yeah. The core gadget has it. Does the Beatmaker have it? The Beatmaker 3?
Yeah, and the one from Novation, I always forgot the name. You know, the small one with only drums and three synths. Um, I use that a lot. Yeah, but anyways, you know, there's a lot of apps that have it, and some of them are from Novation, so it might be, you know, something that they're gonna do with that product. They already have the technology, you know. So
Sure, man. But on the like, how does this? Because on the MPC, man, like there is yet another thing. Like, because I finished like a couple of beats on the MPC, and I was like, you know, oh, .als export. Sure, bro. Like this is so amazing. Let me try that. And dude, it's not.
it wasn't right.
Because you know the NPC is divided into sequences, so
Mm-hmm.
they're like their own separate entities. Like
Mm-hmm.
sequences are their own like separate. Basically, they're isolated from each other. They have nothing to do with like you can copy a sequence and change it, but like they're separate from each other. And when you export as ALS, it only exports the current sequence that you're on, and you need to change the sequences into song mode to be able to do that. And the ALS export is just basically all your tracks bounced to wave arranged in the session view. Now, first of all, I I'm super huge fan of the Ableton session view. When I compose in Ableton with the push, I always use the session view. However, if I'm making beats on the MPC or on the machine, I want to go straight to the arrangement view, so it's pretty much useless to like one more step to have
Mm-hmm.
to transfer to the arrangement view. And also, like if it's gonna be just the simple waves, it's not really like much different to the regular wave export they have. So when they advertise Ableton export, I feel like it's nothing, dude.
Yeah.
It I'm not saying I need it all that much because I'm used to working with machine where I just export the waves and arrange in Ableton. It's cool, but don't say that you got the Ableton export because it's and they got the MIDI export in ALS, which just exports just the MIDI. So again, useless.
Mm.
Um, what
I, th-
what
I
what was?
think
Sorry,
yeah
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
the only one that's made really in a good way it's Core Gadget because they have you know the cross-platform plugins, so you can use the Core gadgets as VSTs. So you just export you know the whole session as you see it in Core Gadget, and you use the VSTs instead of the, the AUs in the Core Gadget app. So
And
it's pretty much
they
the same,
and
like
they
MIDI and the app.
Yeah, but they're super expensive, dude. Like the core gadget suite,
Mm.
it's sweet. The suite is sweet, but it's
It's 100. No, you can buy only plugins now. Actually, they made a separate product,
cool.
and I think they. I don't want to say they're worth it because yeah, you know they're just another tool and another gadget, but
Mm.
they're really fun and they sound great.
No,
So
they're amazing, dude.
I'm a
Like,
huge fan of Korg
bro,
VSTs,
like
anyways.
core are amazing. Like if you compare it to other manufacturers, bro. Like
Mm.
Korg are the business, dude. Like they know they know what's going on. Like
I still think like the filter on the Odyssey and the ARP and the K2 filters are like, you know, top notch. Like they nailed it. And you know, with the VSTs, they're doing a really good job actually. Um, so yeah, kudos to Cog.
totally, bro. Like huge fan of Korg. Actually, I don't have enough of their gear. Hey, what's up, Christian?
Hey, yo, Christian.
Yeah, he loves our streams, man. Like he's a friend of mine from Bulgaria, and really cool guy. So nice to see him on the chat.
If you have
Um,
some questions, you know, always.
yeah, sure. Like people, we accept questions. Definitely we accept questions on anything. But we're talking gear mostly, like groove boxes and stuff. So with the core gadget, does it export the separate scenes?
Yeah, exactly. Because if you see it's laid down like Ableton basically, I think it just the no it's just same as a session view. So you just export the clips with the VSTs over it. So it's really easy to work on that. And yeah, I think it's a good way to work on both. But you know, most of the times if you use them, probably just export the wave on the app and finish the song on Ableton anyways.
Yeah, I feel like having the waves is not like it's kind of limiting, but at the same time it makes you commit to what it is, and it gives you editing capabilities that you wouldn't have in MIDI. So um, I don't see it like as a
As a
disadvantage to
yes, yeah,
um,
exactly.
so I feel like it's pretty cool to yeah, to export to export the waves, and like if you need to go back, you can just go back and re-export something, change it. I rarely do that though. I rarely do that because just make sure you export your drums separately, obviously, because otherwise you'll be stuck with mixed drums. But
Mm.
otherwise, pretty nice, pretty nice. And so yeah, and this circuit thing, I'm not sure. Like, does the original circuit have the? Because when I used one, I had one for like a week or two. It was given to me, and there was no unquantized recording on this one. Like it quantized everything to 16th notes. Did they introduce unquantized recording?
They did actually. It's
Mm.
not unquantized, but they have 7 spots every 16th, so it's pretty much, you know, unquantized in the
Better,
end. So
better than nothing. Better than nothing. Better than
mm.
nothing. What do you think about the SP series, yo, Maddie?
Oh, yo, Mickey.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely get. So I put the SP discussion in the thumbnail in the title because I felt like the circuit does some things that the SP should be able to do, in my opinion. And stuff like dude, like transposing samples, bro. Like, why can't you transpose your samples on the SP? And I hate to be one of those guys because people are like, why don't Roland do that? But I'm gonna be one of those guys, and I'll be like, why don't Roland do an updated SP? Like, they've got the brand, which is a huge brand, the SP-404 brand. It's like it has such a great reputation with beat makers and hip hop
Hmm.
producers. So the brand is like, it has a cult following, not an understatement, I think. And if they make an updated SP with basically some MPC capabilities, and they had that with the MV, but maybe may make it simpler, because the MV was
Mm.
like a dude, like the MV, you could attach a VGA display, and it was like a computer. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, so, and again, why if they make this, Akai will feel the heat, man, because I feel like the SP brand is so strong, but they're still keeping it like this phrase sampler, phrase based like phrase, loop based sampler.
I need to say, like the SP for me, it's kind of it makes you make music in a certain way that you cannot do with other stuff because you always have some problems with the SP. Like you cannot just do anything you want, and to overcome the restrictions that the SP has, um, I think that's where the creativity is. And some of those errors actually that you are going to do, for example, for rebouncing the same loop or just unquantizing beats or whatever, everybody uses the SP in a different way. Like there are people beating songs only on one part, for example. So like no, I think not many uses the sequencer, right? Like it's not really used for that. So I think this kind of limitations are what makes the SP special. So if they do another SP series, maybe they should differentiate from the 404. So just made an advanced version, and then they can put more features on it, like finishing songs, even mixing some EQ, something that makes you finish the track. But then you cannot make the same product as the SP because losing the limitations are kind of losing the whole point about the SP. At least for me, I really love the SP thing, and I never owned one, and I always look up on the internet if there's some sales or anything, any used one. But I tried one, and for me it was so cool to use. Like I'm a huge nerd, you know me. So I took one and I was, wow, why can't I do that? Like, why can't you just duplicate? You need to do some weird stuff just to, make one sound on two different pads, and the way I liked it. I don't remember what I wanted to do, but then doing that, I made some mistakes that I would never make on Ableton, and it results were really, really like musical. So for that reason, I discovered something in the music that I wouldn't discover with Ableton, and I think this limitation is why people still buy hardware synths, still buy I don't know because a hardware synth, like the base station is cool, but then you can use one on a single one. It's not like VSTs that you need to you can duplicate them.
Yeah, you can have unlimited instances. I hear you, man, and what you said was like a very good answer to my question, because my question was why don't, but you know what I meant? But now what I mean, because I don't mean them to stop making the SP-404, but just base something new on the SP-404, which will be more like an MPC or machine, and still have the 404 as a separate product. And I'm looking now at Tomon,
Hmm.
and bro, like 473 euro. That's too much. That's too expensive. And I know it's the SP-404A. Essentially, it's the exact same thing. Like so, they're just rehashing the old thing with too expensive, dude. Because you
Mm.
paid just. I mean, okay, it's 200 euros more for the MPC, for the MPC one, but the MPC one is so much more capable and so much more advanced. So I feel like the price is too high. They probably need to. But then again, they probably sell a lot of these, so they're like, I mean, it's just business, dude. Like we're all like, why don't they do that? Why don't they do this? But it's just a
It's
business.
what we want, as a.
Exactly, man. Like a company like that, they're in the business of making money, dude. Let's be real. Like if something is selling for them, and it's like a Kai, dude. Like a Kai went back to standalone NPCs because there's a market for this. Like the moment this market is no longer viable, they will be out in a second, dude. Like they will stop doing it because the only thing, like a business needs to make money. They don't do it to
Mm.
please just to please the nerds, man. They do it for the sales. So
Sure. Yeah.
it's normal. I don't feel there's anything wrong with that, but we need to just have this in mind.
I always felt like the SP-404 was kind of a boutique product, not like commercial ones. And then people started using that product, so then it became commercial, and then
More
they
like
made
mm,
re.
maybe yeah, but more like it was for a DJ to add some loops to their set and to like maybe run something through the effects
Mm.
and not so much for making whole beats. That's how they marketed it. And yeah, man, I feel like what you said it was a good thing that the limitations is what make it interesting because like the effects. I mean, the vinyl sim is nice, and the DJ effects looper they're kind of unique, but everything else it's nothing special, dude. Like the effects are not like the reverb, the chorus, the low. You've got better effects. Like for example, the chaos pad. I feel the effects on this one are more
Hmm.
in quantity and better in quality. So,
That's true. That's true.
but now I'm saying this because a lot of people seem to use it for the effects, and I do that too. I use it for the effects, and I mean they're nice, but I always wanted to try and to make beats with it, and never did. I had it for since 2011, but I'm not gonna be selling it because it's like a classic piece of gear. Like some of my favorite producers use this, and as I mentioned this, I realized that probably a lot of people do that because like Dilla and Madlib used the 303, and the 404 was super popular in the beat scene with
Hmm.
guys like Russ G, DiBiase, Teeps. Like everyone was doing the SP-404 sets, but and people were like, "Oh yeah, I want to be like that guy because he's doing great on the SP." But
I
honestly,
mean, that's the most successful ad that you can do. You know, if a successful producer uses your gear. So I think that's, it was the same with everything basically. There's people using Moog not because it's the best. I mean, it's a good synth, but because it was used a lot. It's like a classic, and it's the same for the SP at this point. Not
sure.
as much as the Moog, probably, but why people won't go for the Odyssey, for example. They don't know everybody knows the Moog, but not everyone knows the MS-20, for example. I don't know the Oberheim. They're more boutique because you know
I
they were
feel they
less used
more complicated, man.
and more
I read
complicated.
that in the 70s, ARP and Moog they were like Apple and Microsoft, and and the ARP was Windows and the Moog was Mac OS basically. So that's how
That's true. That's true.
that's how they used to compete. But
That's why I like the app more than the Moog.
makes sense, man. Oh yeah, you weren't a big Moog fan, right?
Never been.
Never.
I don't know the hype, man. I really don't know. It's a good synth, but I don't like the filter. And I'm gonna be really, strong at that one because everybody loves the Moog filters.
But
I don't.
that's what people like the most, dude. Like the filter.
I don't know, bro. It's just not for me. I hate the fact that it loses the basses when you add resonances. Like, why
But
would you do that? Just let it resonate a lot and distort. Like, it's cool. It's a hardware synth.
most
How
synths do that actually, except like an
polyphonic ones.
yeah, and like I was super happy that the base station doesn't like dude like the we need let's make one of the maybe like one of our next streams to talk about more about the base station because I feel like this one is like I feel like the amount of distortions they put in this one I feel like that's the secret sauce, man, because you got three distortions. You got pre-filter and you got two distortions after the filter, so this makes a massive difference. And also the fact that the filter when you crank up the resonance doesn't lose the low end. So maybe we can talk about this on
Let,
like
let's do that, man. I'm up for that. For me, this one is still like one of the best bang for the buck that you can buy synth wise.
absolutely, man, absolutely. And the sound quality, like the keyboard, I mean it's
Mm.
almost I feel like they
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 nailed it, yeah.
they nailed it exactly, man. Exactly. So I agree
The
with you.
only thing, bro, if they only had a single octave on here, like that would be my perfect synths because I cannot play bass with, two
Sure, yeah,
octaves.
yeah, bro. But again, I feel like this is mostly like market research. So they were like, we will have more success if we just make
Mm-hmm.
it like a deluxe version, like the peak, which is not really like a deluxe. It's just a much upgraded version.
Mm.
And like I don't know how they decide their products, but let's see what they announce, man. Like except for the circuits, like the circuit actually has the Mini Nova engine, the Ultra Nova and the Mini Nova engine,
It's
which
a
is
different synth,
which
yeah.
is a bit cold sounding, like super digital sounding,
Mm.
but still not a bad one. I mean,
I'm just not a really real fan of polyphonic, this kind of polyphonic synths. I feel like
sounds
it's,
like you feel like it sounds like software.
yeah. Why? Like, I mean, the for example, the Argon 8,
Uh
what
huh,
was
uh
it
huh, uh
called?
huh.
Yeah,
The model.
that makes sense because it's special. But why do you need to, build a hardware VST without any, like anything that could be more playable for people? So, for example, what they did with I think it was Arturia, the thing with the touche on the left, was it Arturia?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think like that's an Altria product.
They announced the Maxus, not the Maxus Brute, the polyphonic Brute, right?
Yep.
And that had a kind of
Does it? I haven't really been interested because it's way out of my price range, to be honest.
so you don't.
And if I spent so much money, I wouldn't spend it on a polyphonic Arturia synth. Like that would be the last thing that I would spend. So I don't even know how much it costs, but knowing how much the Matrix Brute used to cost,
Mm.
I don't want to know how much the polyphonic one
Bro,
costs.
the Matrix Brooks that doesn't even make sense for me. Like, why? Like, why did you do that? Like, Arturia was cool before because they did a really cool small synths, which I really don't like. But at the same time, there's really cool like the Micro Freak that you do you still have it?
I still have it. I used it in my one of my last videos. I still just finish with your sentence. I will let you know what. So what?
No,
Go
but
on.
I feel like Arturia, for example, makes sense when they do the cheap products, like accessible product. But when they go into really expensive hardware, the,
Yeah,
the build quality is amazing,
exactly,
but
exactly.
why? Like, why though?
When they want you to pay them the cost of a used car, you're like, not sure about that.
I mean, I would buy a Moog at that point. Why buy a Matrix Brute, for example?
I will just buy like something vintage for this money. I don't know, maybe an MPC 3000.
That's cool. Maybe I would buy a new studio.
Exactly, you could buy multiple things, man. Like that's true. But anyways, man, like the Micro Freak, it doesn't have any distortion. You can't make those super gnarly, super pumped up, uh, grungy sounds. There's no drive on it.
Mm.
So I just use it for basically polyphonic stuff, which is not really good for because playing chords on this synth. I showed it on my last video, by the way, and I mentioned it like that playing chords on this thing is super hard.
Mm.
I make a lot of mistakes. Not that I'm like a super professional keyboard player, but like on
But yeah, but you know how to play keyboard, and the fact that it's not playable.
yeah, it's hard for me to play, man. Honestly, I like the innovative stuff with the touch capacitive keyboard or something,
Hmm.
but I would prefer like a, you know what I'd prefer? I would prefer like 50 to 100 euro less and just cut the keyboard, man. Just have the module.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel you.
so, but yeah, it's still a pretty nice synth, and if you pair it with some effects, the sound quality is really nice. Like it's super crisp sounding. It's very good sound.
I love that thing. If I wouldn't have anything, some spare money, that
Yeah,
could be a really cheap and cool thing, you know, to have in the studio.
exactly. And I got it because I've got the base station for bass, super fat. I've got the micro Korg XL, which is like super bread and butter, super basic, like almost like workstation sounds.
Hmm.
And this slots right in with some experimental stuff, with some quirky, some weird stuff. So it's like it depends on what else you have, man. So and
Exactly.
I also wanted to get the cork. Like at some point, I want to get some of the cork stuff. But
Mini log, like
nah,
the
but I
mini.
haven't decided. Should I get the small one, like the NTS one, where it's just a monophonic, super small, or should I get the mini lock, or maybe just save up and just get a pro lock and be done with it? Because they're all
Ah,
based on the same thing.
no, the prologue is something really special. Like I tried it and it was really cool. I wouldn't, you know, that's a bit too much money for what it does, but it sounds really good. And
The sound is incredible. I agree. I agree.
mm, but I went for the Deep Mind in the end because it was cheaper and then it had 12 voices. So
Yeah, yeah, sure. Like the Deep Mind is, I think it's like well established that it's a great quality synth. So
I mean, for the polyphonic world, with more than four voices, obviously, because I really cannot play with four voices. And I think it's the only one like that costs less than 1,000.
totally, dude, totally.
Mm.
But there's like, do you have any expectations for the NAM? Do you think like do you do you have any wishes? Anything you wish to see, or do you anything like
I
you
want to
expect?
see Behringer what they does with the new now.
They just announced a new BCR 2000. It's I think it's their most successful product, anyways. So
Mm.
it makes sense for them to update it.
Yeah,
Um,
but I would really like some other vintage synths recreation, to be honest, because that's what they do best, you know. Something like the Oberheim, for example, which I really need,
hmm.
like for the chords and the brasses.
Yeah,
Like man, the Oberheim is like, you know, top notch.
yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly, man.
the synth for
Exactly,
the brasses. So.
exactly. I think they've announced that as well, but not sure if they're gonna be making it.
Mm.
I don't know, man. Like, but what I would like to see, and again,
What?
I'm just it's just wishful thinking, nothing that I've read. But like I said, I would like Roland to get up there with a Kaya native instruments and just make a standalone sampler groovebox type of thing to compete with those in terms of super fast workflow and features and stuff. I feel like they can do it, but for some reason they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do it the same way they don't want to release an analog synth. They just don't. They're like, oh, our ACB technology where they emulate the analog is pretty much
Yeah.
indistinguishable, so we don't care. And gear slots people are like, oh, but you know, let's do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why don't you make the poly analog? But another thing, dude, I would like native instruments to make their own, like the thing that would compete with the MPC one. I think if they make this one, I don't know, dude. Akai
What?
will then feel
Because the Machine Plus is not.
it's more expensive. It's in the same price with the MPC Live. It's
Mm.
so something smaller, something cheaper. But the problem is that the Machine Micro,
Mm.
which they can base this on, it has almost no display. So they will need to design something completely new,
Yeah.
and I'm not really sure they will do that. To be to
You
be
know,
honest.
one thing that I think Teenage Engineer they did really good is they made the how's it called, the OPZ, I think, and you can attach an iPad or a phone to it and get the display, but you can
Again,
use it
similarly
standalone.
to the circuit, right?
Kind of, yeah, but the circuit is something, it's a MIDI controller. On the OPZ, it's like more like an external video card. Like
Right, right.
you can really see the
So let me just get it straight. So on the circuit, when you attach I guess it should work with an iPhone as well, right?
iPad and iPhone, yeah,
It's basically like an editor for the
exactly.
internal
Synth
engine and
and
synths and
engine.
stuff. while with the OPZ, it's just basically a display.
Exactly.
It's like an extension of the. It just
Exactly.
shows you what's going on inside the.
And the OPZ is pretty complicated, like when you see no screen. So I try. It's not for me. Like it's too much. Like probably it's for real nerds. But I think with the display, it's not that bad. Like you can see what you're doing. You can see the scenes, everything. So
Do you have a sampler inside this? Can you sample? Like,
I
can you
don't
record
remember.
samples?
I don't remember. I think so, by the way.
And it should probably be able to pitch samples, right? Dude, like the SP-404 is the only one that you can play a sample chromatically, dude. I think you should probably be able to do it on the circuit. You can do it on the
You can do it on the
PO33.
circuit,
You can
yeah.
do it on the PO33, right? Which is like a toy. That's not. It's a toy.
You can do it like kind of like it's not that easy because you don't have 12 notes. You only have a fixed scale. I think it's a major scale.
Anyways, dude. Like
At least you can do
at
that.
least
Yeah.
you can transpose it in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really important. And yeah, I don't know, man. It was super funny, like with the OP1, the Teenage Engineering OP1. It was like $1,000.
Hmm.
People are like, nah, it's too expensive, but they were selling like hotcakes. And when they did the second production run, they were like, oh, let's make it
Even more
1,500. Let's
expensive.
make it even more expensive. And I feel like people are still buying it. So
But I think my friend Berger actually has it, and I tried it, and I don't know. It has something, man. It's really strange when you do something with it. It's always unpredictable. So it's a really good toy. I wouldn't call it a DAW or workstation, but it's a really good toy.
a lot of people use it, man. Like a lot of people I follow have it, and it makes pretty cool sounds.
That's the important thing in the end.
Yeah, I mean it's really one of the most popular pieces of gear, even though it's crazy expensive, man. It's
Mm.
super expensive for what it does, but
I mean, it's like an iPhone. It's pretty expensive, but people still get it because it's. I don't
sure,
know.
sure.
It's the only thing that does that stuff.
Yeah, man. I feel like teenage engineering have some really innovative. Like I watched an interview with them on Sonic State, I think, and they were like super. They now work with IKEA on some consumer stuff.
Did you hear the speakers,
Uh, no, I didn't.
bro? They sound crazy. Like that. For how big they are, they sound crazy. Like never seen something sound that good as a mono speaker.
Kind of
Like
pricey though, right?
as always, it's strange that they made up with IKEA, which is pretty cheap, and then they raise the prices. But I think they boutique product. Anyways, you buy them for as a collectionist.
Yep, exactly,
So
man.
yeah.
Speaking of small speakers that make your jaws drop, how deep the bass is, due to the IK multimedia. What it was called?
The iLoud, right?
The iLoud. The iLoud. Let me see
The
that.
new ones with three
No,
waves.
not even the new ones, because the new,
The
but
old
and the
one.
new one and the new ones as well. But now that I meant the regular IK multimedia. Um, let me
Yeah,
just
they're crazy. Like
let
they
me
really are.
just see the exact, for people watching, the exact name. So these are the iLoud micro monitor,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Like if you put them next to big studio speakers, like relatively big studio speakers, and just play these small IK multimedias. Let me just share the screen so people can see. Maybe some people don't know. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
some people don't know what we're talking about. I'm talking about these, right? Okay.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
I'm talking about the IK multimedia allowed micro monitor. Dude, like if you put them next to your studio speakers and someone gets in the studio, they wouldn't know it's the small speakers playing, man. Like these are like the size of computer speakers, and they sound like 5-inch budget monitors.
Mm. You know what? They kind of reminds me of the um, uh, why I'm confusing with Dynamic. The other ones, you know, the gray speaker, the small ones that they have in the studio, really pricey.
Not sure which ones you were referring to be honest.
I don't remember the name. They're really famous actually. Not Dynaudio, but yeah, well, you know, they have a really punchy sound because they made the enclosure is really high performance. So that's why I read an article for the iLoud, and technologies in there is really you know, really cool.
Like the price to like the size to bass response ratio is off the hook. It's off the hook, man. Like they sound super deep, and it's great for people who don't have enough space but don't want to compromise on sound quality. They're not that cheap either, though. Like they cost as much as budget monitors, right? So they're so
300, right? 250 or something.
250, which is it's worth it. It's worth it in my opinion.
I think so.
If you need or you need something portable, like you just put it inside your backpack with a MIDI controller and a laptop, and you have a portable studio, like for real. So crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So talking about monitors, what do you use in the studio? What's your main?
I only have the HS80M,
Cool,
which were the really old Yamahas. And then I have, you know, the Avanton competitor, which is the JBL Go, like the old one, the squared one.
Yeah, and you mean in terms of shit speaker emulation, crappy speaker emulation.
That's amazing. Like if it sounds great on there, it sounds great on the iPhone and the iPad and all these really small speakers. So I think it's worth it. You know,
I feel like maybe I should get one of these at some point, but
it's 15 euro. Like, really
50 or
15.
15.
Yeah, 15 euro. I paid 18 euros for mine because it's the old model. Now I have the new one, which is more rounded, and that costs 25.
Let me just Google it to show it for the viewers. What's the exact?
It's called JBL Go. Actually.
JBL Go.
I have it on the other room.
2 or 3 or what?
I need to see it.
Okay, let me just share the screen and just. But it's just a Bluetooth speaker, man. I know this. Yeah. Oh, right. Let me just. Yeah, I feel like maybe I just need to buy these without like overthinking it, because they're like just basic consumer speakers, right?
Exactly.
These ones, right?
These ones, yeah. You know, the if you see the new models, like if you go on the like the gray one, you know, 2 down of this one.
This one?
No, the other one, yeah, that one. This one is the new model. You see, it's more like rounded, and this one is not that great for checking because it sounds too good.
I see what you mean, man. You know what I felt like, even if I get a decent mix and I always have enough harmonics in my bass, so you can hear it on small monitors. I don't have the issue of not being able to hear it, but
especially for our genre, I think it's important, you know, to have the bass sit properly, even in the mid range.
Exactly, and it does sit properly. However, when I play it on crappy speakers, it doesn't sound as fat as some like recordings that I'm comparing it to. So, I mean, you can hear it, no problem. There is the bass. However, the whole thing doesn't like hit as well. Maybe I'm just hitting lower frequencies with my root note and with my kick, probably lower frequencies and maybe I need to boost the harmonics. Like around 120 maybe. Am I thinking correctly?
120 is gonna sound a bit like not boxy, but too um, there's a proper term now.
Muddy.
Muddy, yeah.
Maybe around
So
100 then?
I always cut the 120 or 80 or that kind of frequency and boost the 400, 500
Ah,
because
right,
that's
right,
what
right.
the punch is, you know.
Good tip,
Even the
man.
4K.
Need to try this. Need to try this. I feel like this should be. But
I
anyways,
mean,
yeah.
most of the times what I do is use a saw wave.
I know, man. You're like very really fond of the soul waves, and that I feel like that's why maybe you like the repro because you make super simple sounds, and not every synth can make simple sounds sound great. Like for example, stuff like Serum or those digital
Mm-hmm.
synths. Like when you make something really complex, it can blow your mind. But
Mm-hmm.
just a simple saw wave with a filter envelope, like it's nothing special. While on something like the repro or like an analog synth, it's like it's
That's
enough.
true. That's true.
It's enough. It's enough.
That's why you want to have like analog emulations in your arsenal of synths, exactly for that reason. Because if you want to try, for example, with the analog VST on Ableton, the stock one, if you just use a saw and a filter, that's not gonna sound, that I don't know how to explain it. It has something, and most of the times it has to do with the subharmonics. If you see Diva, for example, now that you got repro, uh, you can see like there are frequencies
Mm-hmm.
under the fundamental, and it's strange,
Oh, right.
there's nothing usually under the fundamentals,
Right. No, I
but in
haven't.
the analog world is not working like that.
No, I haven't actually checked. I haven't really checked it on the like. That's a great tip, man. That's a great tip, actually.
I feel like
Uh,
most of the times a lot of people just cut the lows under the 40 hertz on or 40 or 30. I just don't cut synths on the lower frequencies. Like you lose so much when you just slam a high pass filter on those frequencies.
there are two schools of thought: people that high pass everything, and people that high pass when it's needed. And I feel like I'm with the second one. Like, why do you need to like, why do you need to make anything if you don't hear a problem? Like, I don't get it. Like, you have like a template with everything high passed. And maybe like for EDMs is good. I don't know. Like for super clean electronic, I don't know, man. Like, but your stuff sounds super clean. Like, if people check your stuff sounds really really crisp. So
I don't think the high pass filter is gonna make your mixes sound good in any ways
exactly,
because it's
exactly. I feel like if you have a problem, sure, but why do it automatically? It messes up with your face, and
that,
also
bro, exactly.
like makes everything sound like light. You don't you remove you remove the weight.
The weight,
So
exactly.
and
So
and
why then your song sounds so thin? Because in the end, it's all about balance. So if you wanna have the balance and you have a lot of high stuff, and it's really crisp, but then you don't have the bottom end to support your crispiness, it doesn't sound hi-fi. It sounds cheap.
exactly, sounds harsh and thin. And also like maybe when you play chords, maybe like I think you can do like to fix this problem. Maybe when you have the chords, maybe you don't have the bass note of the chord in your chord synth, like your piano or synth. Just use the bass as bass, and it will immediately clean up your low end if that's needed.
Exactly.
That's what I do, and it leaves a lot of room in the low end, so I don't really high pass.
That's another trick with synths actually that might be cool for the people is that when you use the synths, to make the synth a bit more full, but then to not overcome the bass, you just use less of the fundamental and more the upper octave. So if there's a balance, that should be your main octave, and that's the lower octave. If you
Exactly.
put them on the same level, then this octave is gonna ruin your bass. So just lower it down if you use two octaves, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, good tip. Yeah, man. I feel like it's a great tip, but again, it's just use your ears, man. People always hate the use your ears, like on the Ableton user group in Facebook. On Facebook, people are like, "But why are
Yeah.
you telling me to use my ears?" But bro, like because that's the way. Like okay, use a spectrum analyzer, but that won't make your mixes incredible. Like you need to learn how well mixed music sounds. So at the end, that I feel like this is good advice for people watching.
Hmm.
Um, Great mixing tips. So yeah, man, let's wrap it up. We've been talking about an hour. You know
Hmm.
what I want to do? So we had some NAM speculation now. So maybe once NAM
It's out. Yeah.
is out, we can do like a stream to discuss. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of stuff to
To discuss.
discuss. So
Yeah.
maybe after NAM we do our next stream on the channel and discuss all the new
I
releases
mean,
that will be.
all these synth makers have been, closed in their house for 1 year now, so
So
they
let's see
might
what
just
they
come
come.
up with.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. Totally, bro, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for watching, everybody. I hope there was some useful stuff that we talked about, and yeah, see you
See you the next time.
in the next videos and in the next stream after NAM. Peace out.
Peace, bro. Peace, guys.
Peace.